الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم عليه. Praise be to Allah. Indeed, any and all praise is due only to Him. Indeed, He is the one worthy of all praises, worthy of the praise. Indeed, He is the one to whom we turn to seek refuge from the consequences of our own actions. Indeed, He is the one to whom we turn to seek refuge and forgiveness. Indeed, He is the one who sent His beloved slave and messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with the true deen, and indeed it is He who will make this deen prevail over all other systems of life, even though the associators may hate it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send His peace and blessings upon His beloved messenger and slave Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family and his companions. قال الله تعالى كما ورد في سورة الفرقان بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت من اتخذ إلهه هواه أفأنت تكون عليه وكيلا صدق الله العظيم. قال الله تعالى كما ورد في سورة الجاثية بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أفرأيت من اتخذ إلهه هواه وأضله الله على علمه وختم على سمعه وقلبه وجعل على بصره غشاوة فمن يهديه من بعد الله أفلا تذكرون صدق الله العظيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم علينا حقا حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وعلينا باطلا باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم علينا حقيقة الأشياء كما هي. آمين يا رب العالمين. My dear brothers and sisters, the impulse to worship is one of the most basic human need. Not human inclination, human need. There is no human on the face of this earth who does not need to worship. And I'm not talking about inclination, I'm talking about a need. And there is no human on the face of this earth who does not fulfill his need to worship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testifying to that. Worship is pursuant of something. In Surah Al-Furqan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks this question of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam: Have you ever considered the kind of man who makes his own desires his deity? Could you then, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, be held responsible for him? Absolutely not. His job was to tell us who to worship. What was whose right it was to be worshipped. In Surah Al-Jathiyah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says again, have you ever considered the kind of man who makes his own desires his deity, whom Allah has therefore let go astray, knowing that his mind is closed to all guidance, and whose hearing and heart He has sealed, and upon whose sight He has placed a veil? Who then could guide him after Allah has abandoned him? Will you now then think for yourselves? So my dear brothers and sisters, the question again comes, Ilah, worship. Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, your desires are your ilah. if you so choose to follow them. Is there anybody you know of who is free of desire and does not want to pursue his desire, no matter what it may be? Everybody pursues some desire. Some desires may be in line with the worship and the submission to Allah, others may not. But everybody has a desire to worship. And therefore, even the name Allah, Al-Ilah, Allah, the desire, that means our desire should be Him. But this being the month of Zilhajj, this month where Hajj has just finished, we have just celebrated Eid al-Adha, we've celebrated Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. There's no more appropriate of an example than the journey of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. And what is Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam's journey, if not a journey for the quest of Al-Ilah, Allah? And we start reading in Surah Al-An'am, the 6th surah, and the quest of Ibrahim alayhi salam is described. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قال إبراهيم لأبيه آزر أتتخذ أصناما إلهة إني أراك وقومك في ضلال مبين. And thus Ibrahim alayhi salam spoke unto his father Azar, do you take these idols for gods? Verily, I see you and your people have obviously gone astray. Now we tend to think that Ibrahim alayhi salam was intrinsically allergic to idol worship. And we tend to forget that Ibrahim alayhi salam's nature, as attested to in the Quran, was that of observation and questioning and deep pondering. In fact, if you could say that he was the founder of the scientific method, we would not be incorrect. Observation. And he's definitely seeing the idols, and he's seeing the futility of these idols. They can break, they can burn, they can have imperfections depending on construction, depending on the skill of the idol maker. And he says this to Allah subhanahu to his father. And then he goes on a quest of his own. And we read further in the same surah about his quest. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وكذلك نري إبراهيم ملكوت السماوات والأرض وليكون من الموقنين. And thus we gave Ibrahim his first insight into Allah's mighty dominion over the heavens and the earth, and this to the end that he might become one of those who are inwardly sure. Now before we progress further, let's substitute Ibrahim alayhi salam for a modern word. What is he doing over here? And I propose that we substitute his quest with the word of priorities. And we shall see that as he goes along, his priorities change. But with each priority, he was looking at this priority as an ilah, and then he was realizing that this priority or this ilah is not worthy of worship. And with this premise, let's read. So he proceeds. فَلَمَّا جَنَّ عَلَيْهِ اللَّيْلُ رَأَى كَوْكَبًا قَالَ هَذَا رَبِّي فَلَمَّا أَفَلَ قَالَ لَا أُحِبُّ الْآفِلِينَ. And then when the night overshadowed him with its darkness, he beheld a star. And he exclaimed, yes, this is my sustainer. But when it went down, he said, I love not things that go down. What are priorities? What are ilah? It's something that we think is going to sustain us, that is going to hold us in stead, that is going to comfort us, that we have something that we are going to be sure with, safe with. Isn't that all how our priorities work? Each time we have a priority, that priority assumes the priority. If I don't get this fulfilled, my life is incomplete. If I don't get this fulfilled, my whole being is just a question mark, is a wasted space. Don't we all go through that phase? Be it cars, homes, education, whatever, what have you. Every single time a new thing crops up, that has to be it. We have to satisfy it. And isn't that what Ibrahim alayhi salam is? Sees the star, he's looking for who is it that is going to sustain him? Who is it that is going to give him that comfort? Who is it that's going to give him that security? Star, yeah, my ilah. But then the star fades away, and what does he say? I don't like the things that fade away. His priority, that priority has fallen down the order. Gets replaced. فَلَمَّا رَأَى الْقَمَرَ بَازِغًا قَالَ هَذَا رَبِّي فَلَمَّا أَفَلَ قَالَ لَئِن لَّمْ يَهْدِنِي رَبِّي لَأَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الضَّالِينَ. And when he beheld the moon rising, this is my sustainer. But when it went down, that indeed, if my sustainer guides me not, I will most certainly become one of the people who go astray. Is that not the experience that we experience day in and day out? Something that was so important, that was the defining meaning of our lives. Then today, I can't believe I really did that. Isn't that a common experience for all of us? Ibrahim alayhi salam then goes further. فَلَمَّا رَأَى الشَّمْسَ بَازِغَةً قَالَ هَذَا رَبِّي هَذَا أَكْبَرُ فَلَمَّا أَفَلَتْ قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ إِنِّي بَرِيءٌ مِّمَّا تُشْرِكُونَ. And each time when we get a new priority, does not that new priority assume more sense of urgency than the previous one? Oh yes, I knew I did that, but yes, but I promise, this is it. I will not ask you anything more. This is it. This will be my defining. This will be the thing that will define my being. This will be the thing that will define my existence. Is that not what we all experience? Every priority that we prioritize, assuming a status of a fresh and possibly greater ilah. But then what does Ibrahim alayhi salam say? And then when he beheld the sun rising, this is my sustainer. This one is the greatest of all. But when it too went down, he exclaimed, O my people, behold, far be it from me to ascribe divinity as you do, aught beside Allah. But then, what happens to him? He comes to a momentous realization. That statement that he comes to and utters is a statement that we always open our salah with, don't we? Inni wajhatu wajhiya lillazi fatara samawati wal arda hanifan wa ma ana min al mushrikeen. Where did he turn to? Did he turn east, west, north, south, southwest, northeast, northwest? Everything that he was looking at was outside. And now he says, I'm turning. Who is he turning to? That momentous realization that everything outside that I can behold, I can witness, if it has a zenith, it has a nadir also. It comes down. Whatever goes up must come down. that realization, and that realization when he makes this momentous statement. Behold, unto him who brought into being the heavens and the earth, I have turned my face. Is he doing a physical turnabout? And having turned away from all that is false, and I am not of those who describe divinity aught beside him. My brothers and sisters, realize this statement, and then realize the implication of this statement, the effects of this statement that were on the life of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And we shall come to that further on. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes further, and this is a general lesson for us. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وحاجه قومه قال أتحاجوني في الله وقد هداني ولا أخاف ما تشركون به إلا أن يشاء ربي شيئا وسع ربي كل شيء علما أفلا تتذكرون وكيف أخاف ما أشركتم ولا تخافون أنكم أشركتم بالله ما لم ينزل به عليكم سلطانا فأي الفريقين أحق بالأمن إن كنتم تعلمون الذين آمنوا ولم يلبسوا إيمانهم بظلم أولئك لهم الأمن وهم مهتدون. صدق الله العظيم. When he makes this, immediately he is uttering a statement of safety and security. Why should I fear anything that you worship? Seeing that you are not afraid of ascribing any divinity to him? I mean, meaning that you've become so low and I should be afraid of you? No matter what your numbers, no matter what your quote status. I've already seen the star fades away, the moon goes down, the sun sets. What are you in front of these? Why should I be afraid of you? So, and then, which of the two parties has a better right to feel secure if you happen to know the answer? Again, a challenge by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a question. Who do you think is secure? And those who have attained to faith and have not obscured their faith by wrongdoing, that is shirk, it is they who shall be secure, since it is they who have found the right path. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, what is the implication of this? The first is security. The second is, when you have established this relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those around you benefit. It's kind of like the capitalistic principle. The accumulation of the capital is the most difficult part. But once you've accumulated the capital and you bequeath it to your sons and daughters, their task is infinitely times easier to work with an accumulated capital and make it grow, rather than to go through the process of accumulating the capital in the first place. And this lesson, where do we learn it? Again, we learn it from the Quran and the relationship of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam and his family. So, if this relationship of Ibrahim alayhi salam is so secure, does it mean, that he may not have questions? The modern word for questions is doubt. And Ibrahim alayhi salam definitely manifests this. Doubt necessarily does not mean lack of iman, by the way. It's a question. That is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us. We are questioning beings. We have been given a mind, we have to ask those questions. We like it or not. We have no control over what we hear. We may have some control over what we see, but we have no control over what we hear. And then in Surah Al-Baqarah, we read, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قال إبراهيم ربي أرني كيف تحيي الموتى. And when Ibrahim said, O my sustainer, show me how you give life to the dead. Interesting response from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. قَالَ أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ. And he said, do you not believe? Do you not have iman? Who is being asked this question? Think about it. Who is being asked this question? Not you, not me. Not your child or my child. The person being asked this question is none other than Ibrahim alayhi salam. Awalam tu'min? Do you not believe? Do you not have faith? Qala, Bala, yes I do. Walakin liyatma'inna qalbi. Qala, but let me see so that my heart may be fully at rest. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala proceeds. قَالَ فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ فَصُرْهُنَّ إِلَيْكَ ثُمَّ اجْعَلْ عَلَى كُلِّ جَبَلٍ مِنْهُنَّ جُزْءًا ثُمَّ ادْعُهُنَّ يَأْتِينَكَ سَعْيًا وَاعْلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. Take then 4 birds and teach them to obey thee. Then place them separately on hills around you. Then some of them they will come flying to you. And know that Allah is Almighty, wise. Now, Allah is addressing His Prophet, Ibrahim alayhi salam. Jibreel alayhi salam is coming to him. Could Allah not have said, get out of here? You dare question after all this? You dare question after all this? But it is Allah's response, no less, that He indulges Ibrahim alayhi salam in that question. What is the lesson for us? There are going to be questions raised, especially in this age that we are living in, especially in this environment that we are living in, especially because of the choices that we made to live in this environment, that our children who are going to be subjected around are going to ask. People around us are going to ask. Does that mean that we can afford to become judgmental about them and pronounce judgments about their state of iman or their state of relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Absolutely not. And no one other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is establishing this principle. Attempt to answer. If you can, alhamdulillah. If you cannot, have your faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and move away. Taking that as a recognition of your own, of my own incapacity, rather than a fault in somebody else. Especially with our children, we need to enact this principle. And I shall demonstrate it further, why this is our own shortcoming, not somebody else who's close, dear to us. And we again go back to the family of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. We saw his journey, star, idols, star, moon, sun, realization that it's Allah, and then questioning, and then again his relationship with Allah was so strong that even a hint satisfied him. And most of the times, isn't that what it takes for those around us? I'll give you an incident. In Chicago, a friend of mine was friends with another Muslim who would drink, who would visit women, and was an atheist for all practical purposes. All the philosophical, scientific proofs, could not convince him. One day, he shows up to the masjid, and my friend asked him, what happened? He says, I was drunk at the bar yesterday, and I woke up at home. I didn't realize, I don't know how I got home from the bar to my house, but that made me realize that it was Allah. Khalas. من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. Look at the example. So now look at this blessed family of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Here is a father who has gone through these monumental intellectual questions, you could say, doubts and so forth, and then has developed this relationship to which are witnesses no less than the persona of Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam and our mother Hajar alayhi salam. And because of his relationship, look at the strength of their relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here is Ibrahim alayhi salam leaving Hajar alayhi salam and her son Ismail alayhi salam in the desert, no provisions, no apparent source of support. And what does she say? She is asking him questions, he is remaining silent. Then she says, did Allah tell you to do this? Says yes. Then go away, He's going to take care of me. Where is her strength of belief? Where is the strength of Iman coming from? If not from Ibrahim alayhi salam. Is that not a proof of her witnessing the strength of Ibrahim alayhi salam's relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So before we lift fingers on those around us, let us ask this question: can our spouses bear witness to the same degree as Hajar alayhi salam bore witness about Ibrahim alayhi salam? It doesn't stop there. The dream where he's sacrificing Ismail alayhi salam goes and relates to Ismail alayhi salam his dream. What does Ismail alayhi salam say? Does he ask any questions? Isn't it natural to ask questions? Are you sure? Na'uzubillah, are you sure you were not smoking pot? You were not hallucinating? Not a single question. What does he say? Inshallah, you will find me of those who are sabir and submit. Where is the strength of his iman, his surety, his sense of security coming from, if not his father, Ibrahim alayhi salam? My dear brothers and sisters, make sure, let's look, when we look around us, let's ask these questions. Can our spouses, can our children bear the witness about us in the same manner? And then, let's address those questions of them, or try to. And if we are not, let's leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pray that He keeps them safe. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله. Alhamdulillah.